In my video, I asked several people who some were close to me and some were not questions regarding tennis. What do you think of when you hear the word tennis?
When I hear the word tennis, I think of the US Open, I think of a challenging sport, I think of Roger Federer, I think of country clubs, I think of other places where tennis is normally played, I think of summer, I think of hotter weather.
Now, what do you think of a person who plays tennis?
Usually devoted, trained, very strong, dedicated to the sport itself, maybe of middle upper class.
So whenever I think of the word tennis, I usually think of the Grand Slam tournaments. I usually think of hard work. I usually think of dedication. I think of strength. I think of all the time it takes to get good at tennis, and the really long and heated tennis matches and the professional players who spent their life doing it. So whenever I think about a tennis player, I usually think of someone who's practiced a lot, someone who's really determined to win, someone who has a lot of endurance, someone who has a lot of stamina because of the amount of running that you have to do, and someone who's just really prepared to take a loss, someone who's open-minded, and someone who's just really focused on their sport.
First thing I honestly think of when I hear the word tennis is all the grunting that people do when they play tennis. And then probably the next thing I think of is the big tennis tournaments around the world like Wimbledon and the US Open. A person who can play tennis well is someone that I have a lot of respect for because the strength and endurance and coordination that you have to play tennis at a good level is just something that I don't have, and I respect someone who does.
So when I hear the word tennis, I usually think of professional players like Roger Federer and just two people hitting a ball back and forth. When I think of a tennis player, I think more of people who are less athletic because it's almost impossible to get injured in the game. But I still do respect tennis players as athletes.
As shown in the interview, people who are closer to me, a tennis player, were more inclined to believe that tennis was a real sport.